sure about the spy planes over Baltimore, but my understanding in terms of this request, this new request of the Justice Department, well, bottom line is the mayor had already asked for what is called the collaborative review from the Justice Department, and that basically means that the Justice Department would come in, give some suggestions, and the office of the mayor and the police department could decide or decide not to take those recommendations. This new review is very, very different. This is a review that has teeth. This is a review that if the Justice Department finds that there is a pattern or practice of discrimination, that means then the Justice Department can either sue the police department and the city if they do decide not to agree to reform, or they can agree to what's called the consent decree, and they will be forced to make those changes. And so this is a very significant request, and I suspect after Loretta Lynch's visit there, I suspect the Justice Department will start that investigation.
And Cedric, you agree this is a good idea?
I think it's a great idea, just as Sonny just indicated. However, I think it's important as well, too, that each step that they take is done very methodically so that we're able to get into each part of that department so we can make some determination over time as to what their strengths and weaknesses are. And the collaborative review will help that to happen.
All right, stand by for a moment because I want to bring in what the former President of the United States, Bill Clinton, spoke about. He was speaking about Baltimore in an interview with CNN's Christiane Amanpour. Listen to this.
My criminal justice initiative was to put 100,000 more police on the street, create more positive activities for young people, ban assault weapons, and limit the magazine size, pass the Brady bill. And the Republicans basically wanted to emphasize three strikes you're out and all that, but I wanted to pass a bill, and so I did go along with it. And there was a whole movement toward emphasizing that, especially that three strikes deal, because we had evidence that a very small percentage of the criminal population created a very high percentage of committed a very high percentage of the serious crimes. The problem is the way it was written and implemented, we cast too wide a net and we had too many people in prison. And we wound up putting so many people in prison that there wasn't enough money left to educate them, train them for new jobs, and increase the chances when they came out that they could live productive lives. I strongly support what she's doing, and I think any policy that was adopted when I was president in federal law that contributed to it should be changed.
Let's bring in our CNN chief political analyst, Gloria Borger, and our CNN senior Washington correspondent, Jeff Zeleny. Gloria, is this a big deal right now, this criminal justice reform the president is talking about? Because Hillary Clinton, who's running for president, seems to be distancing herself from some of the policies implemented by her husband.
You know, and this is Bill Clinton saying very clearly, look, Hillary and I are on the same page on this. He said to Christiane, look, there was over-incarceration because of my three strikes and you're out policy. There are too many people in prison, and if what we did was wrong, we need to fix it. He understands that Hillary Clinton has a problem with the liberal base of the Democratic Party on that particular issue, and as well as on issues like welfare reform, for example. So I'm wondering whether we're going to hear from him more on that. You know, I think it's very important, and I think he put it out there, that if she's going to disagree with what he did, you know, you might hear from him. You know, we're living in a different time now, and I wasn't 100% right back in the day.
What do you think, Jeff? Because this is a big issue right now.
It's a big issue for Democrats as well as Republicans. More Republicans are coming onto this line of thinking, hey, it's so expensive to have all these long prison sentences. So it is going to be an issue in the 2016 campaign. I don't think a leading or a central one, but very interesting to see how they position themselves. And Gloria is right. This is a good opportunity for Hillary Clinton to say, look, times have changed. I'm thinking differently. I'm thinking, out of the box now. But I would watch Republicans more to see what your Rand Paul does on this, see what Ted Cruz does on this, and Jeb Bush does on this.
Tom Prentice, you're a former assistant director of the FBI. Is it time for major criminal justice reform?
Well, I think that what I'd like to see is recommendations to do right now. what does the shift commander tell his officers today at the 4 to midnight shift as they're getting ready to go on the street? What are the tactics they should use? How should they do their job? How should they interact with the community? And I think we're hearing long-term societal issues that should be corrected. That's true, but they'll take 20 or 30 years to do it. We need answers today of tell the police what they need to do and back them up when they do it.
Cedric, what do you think?
Well, I certainly believe there needs to be some criminal justice reform, without question, Wolf, in a number of domains, because this just does not totally fall upon police, but it falls upon our court system, our juvenile system, our adult court system, right across the whole gambit. So yes, we need to be looking at some reform in this country in a way that we have not had in a very long time.
At some point, Gloria, Hillary Clinton's going to have to speak out a little bit more forcefully on all of these sensitive issues.
Yeah, I think she is. I think she's going to have to run as her own candidate. If she disagrees with her husband's past policies, she's going to have to talk about it. And I also think she's going to have to take head-on the controversy swirling around the Clinton Foundation and answer those questions about fundraising for that foundation. She's got to be an authentic candidate that people trust. She has some problems on that front, and I think she ought to take it right on.
We certainly, I think, agree with you, Gloria, as we always do. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Wolf Blitzer in the Situation Room. Our breaking news coverage of the tornado watch in Oklahoma begins right now with Aaron Burnett out front.